What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Wealthy Crab. So, I have a great episode for you guys. On Tuesdays, I do something called Turo Tuesdays. That's where I talk about anything and everything Turo. So, if you have a question or if you want me to cover a topic, please leave a comment below. Again, this is something new that I'm doing. I just wanted to share all of my experience, all the good and all the bad of what I experienced from doing Turo for over 2 years now. Again, if you guys have any questions or if you want to support me or support the channel, please hit that like button at the very bottom. So of course, what I'm going to talk about today is going to be something that everybody always asks about. And you know exactly what it is: insurance, right? So insurance with Turo is actually pretty complicated. You hear a lot of hosts, a lot of individuals saying something about get commercial insurance. And like myself, you ask the question, what is commercial insurance, right? So to cover commercial insurance, typically that's going to be insurance that covers business use, right? So I actually have an insider who works for one of the major insurance companies. And I get all of the information that I need in order to answer all these questions. And I actually have had no major issues that I can think of that I haven't been able to handle thanks to my inside help. Okay. So first things first, like I said, with insurance, there's commercial, which is covering business use. Essentially, when you guys are renting your vehicle out on the platform, you are renting it for business use. You are using it to make money, right? So your personal insurance does not cover business use. Now, there are some insurance companies that have changed their stance on Turo. I can name a couple for you right now: Progressive, State Farm, Liberty Mutual. There are some other individual insurance companies that are specifically used for Turo, like ABI, right? But for most people who are on Turo, they still use their car occasionally for personal use. So for most, you need something that covers commercial and personal, correct? So that's where you need to link up with some of these companies that I mentioned before and actually get yourself a commercial or business use policy. Now, the next big issue that you run into is that if you finance your car, as you guys all know, 9 times out of 10, if not 100%, there is a clause in your lease or in your finance contract that you are not allowed to rent your vehicle out or use it to make money. Otherwise, you're in violation of your contract and they could technically call the loan due. That's something that most people are afraid of and worry about and ask that question all the time. So if you purchase your vehicle outright, you are the sole owner of that vehicle. It gives you a little bit more freedom to be able to say, hey, if something goes wrong, I'm just going to sell the car. Or hey, if the insurance company drops me, I'm just going to take it off, right? But in addition to that, you are actually more believable when the car is paid for that you are using it for business use. Meaning that the insurance company is actually going to believe you when you say, hey, this is what I'm using the vehicle for. Now, when you ask the question, should I tell my insurance company that I'm specifically using it for Turo? Well, short answer is no, right? All you need to do is tell them that you're using it for business use, right? Now, yes, there are some companies, as I told you before, that if you tell them you're using it for Turo, yes, they will give you coverage, right? But in terms of what you're using it for, you're using it for business use. Now, if the insurance company does ask you specifically about Turo, rideshare, car share, whatever it may be, don't lie to your insurance company. Go ahead and tell your insurance company exactly what you're using the vehicle for, right? Only reason they would ask those type of questions, though, is if you're giving them a reason or you're prompting the agent to ask those kind of questions, right? Insurance question number 3. So what type of coverage should I get? So most people are going to ask, should I get a low deductible for comprehensive, a low deductible for collision, or should I just go ahead and max it out and get $2,000 across the board and save some money? So here's the thing about insurance is even though you have insurance, and let's just say you have multiple cars, you're not going to be able to make multiple claims over a short period of times. If you make multiple claims over a short period of times, you're going to flag in the system and they're going to look into your profile. They're going to wonder, why is it that this individual, John Doe, has 5 claims in 6 months for windshield, vandalism, theft? I know because I've had this happen to me. So you definitely do not want to file a claim. So then that brings us back to our question. Should you get a low deductible or should you get a high deductible? Well, the thing is that you still need coverage when you're driving your car personally. So it really comes down to how much risk do you want to take on. So if you were in an accident off platform while you're driving, not on Turo, then you have to ask yourself, do you want to pay $500 out of pocket or do you want to pay $2,000 out of pocket? The higher your deductible is, the more money you're going to save, but it's very minimal where it's not even really worth it. A lot of times, in my situation especially, most of my damages are actually comprehensive claims. Regardless of what people may tell you with regards to comprehensive and collision, saying that comprehensives do not count against you, the insurance companies do keep a log of when you file a claim, whether it's comprehensive or collision. So you just need to keep that in mind, that regardless of the situation, you do not want to be filing insurance claims on a regular basis. So that means you need to take in consideration that you may, in most situations, especially if you have multiple vehicles, have to pay to replace your own windshield, right? Now, I understand it's tempting to use your own insurance because maybe you have a $250 deductible, maybe a $0 glass deductible, but let me tell you, eventually it will catch up to you. Your insurance company will see that you've had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 insurance claims for glass, for vandalism, for whatever, and eventually you're going to end up on the naughty list, or you're going to end up on the investigation list, as they call the SIU, where they're going to start looking into, why are you making all these claims? Is this individual trying to commit fraud? Are they trying to make up a story? Do they have a family member or somebody who's using the car who's not on the policy? So actually, it is very important that you try to keep your claims, regardless of whether you're on commercial or personal, to keep your claims at a minimum. So guys, I hope I was able to answer some of your questions with regards to insurance on Turo. Like I said, I'll be doing a couple more videos on Tuesdays where we just specifically talk about Turo. And again, if you guys have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. Definitely hit that like button, help support. Let me know if what I'm doing is helpful, and I will see you guys next time.